Good afternoon, guys, and happy Sunday to all of your sunshiny faces. So, guys, today we had football all day today. I woke up at probably about 8:45. I was up before 9, I think. And then we ended up going to the, I think it's, would it be 7-8U team? I don't even know. 70 pounds. But now they changed it. Like last year, how our football league was like categorized was by weight. So if you were such and such weight, you know, then you played at this age group kind of and stuff like that. For the most part, it was like this group of kids age. But if you were over that weight, then you had to be a striper. If you were over that, then you couldn't. Now you can be, but it's just based specifically on age. And it was more of a safety thing because they didn't want some, like, you know, kid that's like 200 pounds or something like that, like running the football. So you had to have a stripe on your helmet. Or like if you were like, you know, in a 7 or 8U or something like that, and you were over a certain amount of weight or whatever, then you'd have to go play up at the next level or something like that. And it wasn't really fair to the kids because, like, especially like a couple of Jack's friends wouldn't have been able to play at his age level because they weighed more, so they would have had to play up with like some of his friends, even too. I think when they were like at 6th grade, would have had to play like on varsity, which is like with 8th graders and stuff like. Maybe actually no, it was probably 5th grade, like almost at like the 8th grade level and stuff like that, which is crazy because like mentally they're like still a 5th grader. They're not like just because they weigh more and stuff like that, which is more of like a safety thing and stuff like that for the league. But now it's a little bit better just because they're like mentally. We even had some kids too that we had to have play up with us because of weight restrictions and stuff like that. And it was just crazy because like you could just tell like they weren't, like it was too advanced, the levels that they were playing at, and they needed to be down at a level where they were at their age. And because they you know, focus wasn't there, and you know, you're trying to get like a you know, a 5th grader to play at a level with the, you know, 6th, 7th graders and stuff like that. And you know, like that's how it was last year. Was we would have like 5th graders, I think maybe even a couple 4th graders played on our team at a 7th grade level. And it was crazy because it was like they just, you know, they're not you know, mentally they need to have a little bit more focus and stuff like that in order to play at a level where there is kids at that age, and you know, not even just goofing around, but like being able to learn plays and being able to, you know, go over so much more technique that at that level kids should be knowing, but they can't because they're so much younger and stuff like that. So it's a little bit difficult. But anyways, guys, what happened? Total tangent here. So anyways, this year now because you know, it's probably confusing if you guys watch the vlogs like last year, 2 years ago or whatever, and I was talking about like, you know, oh, it's our 70-pound team or whatever. Now I think it's classified, like I said, like 8U, 10U, whatever. We're still classified as varsity regardless. So that's our team, and then there's JV, and then underneath that it's the ages and stuff. So I think it's the 8U team or whatever. We ended up going and watching their game, and they're so stinking cute though because they're all shorter than me, which I was like, I've never been like, with the exception of I think the first year that I coached on Jack's team, none of the kids have ever been shorter than me. I was like, this is so refreshing because I could see all the tops of their little heads. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Because my dad actually had to go down and talk to one of the coaches on the field, so I went down there too. I was like, they're so short. So it's so stinking cute to watch them. And like they're running, and like they're so small and short to the ground though too. Oh my gosh, guys, it's just so cute. Because like I'm looking at like our kids, and our kids are like almost at that freshman level, like, you know, almost, you know, high schoolers. And so it's like such a difference to see like those kind of kids versus these little tiny itty bitty kids that are like barely able to run across their little legs across the field. It's so cute. So anyways, we went and we watched that game for a little bit because my dad had to open up, and then too, there was a little bit of drama that we heard about prior to this that my dad had to kind of be there for to watch, and nothing ended up happening. So regardless though, we saw that, and they ended up not winning. I don't even remember the final score, but it was a super cute game to watch, guys. It was fun, and Jack's friends, one of Jack's really good friends, his little brother plays on that team, and he had a pick, and it was so stinking cute because he was like so excited. But then they're like all dancing too. They have like no focus. They're all out there like jamming out to like the music in their head. I was like, oh my gosh, they're just such cute little kids. So yeah, there was that game, and then we ended up coming home, got our stuff together, then we came back, and then ended up going to the practice for Jack's game today. And guys, our undefeated season's already over. We ended up losing 8-0. It was on an offensive turnover that we ended up, it wasn't a pick six, well, it was actually a pitch that got picked off because the kid was literally that fast that he caught our pitch and ended up running it back, and one of the fastest kid on our team ran him down and caught him at the 2-yard line pretty much. We ended up pushing him back, I think, like a little bit, and then they ended up scoring. So yeah, guys, on my throat and my head, I honestly feel so much better, but I'm coughing, and I'm not even like coughing, like it's just like my throat. I'm coughing because of my throat. But yeah, anyways though, I'm still all congested, guys. But feeling better. And so anyways though, back to football. Yeah, they ended up scoring off of that, and they got the extra point, but they kicked the field goal actually. We ended up not being able to score at all. And there's a lot of stuff going on that needs to be addressed in practice this week. And that needs to be gone over and stuff like that. And honestly, I feel like it's more of a maybe a little bit of meshing with the kids and stuff like that they're not a lot of different things, but for me it's also a lot of discipline that I see a lack of. And I told my dad, I was like, okay, listen to me. I was like, I will be the horrible jerk coach if that is what you need. I was like, I have no problem being the mean coach if that's what it's going to take for this season. I was like, I will whip them into shape. I was like, all I need is the backing of the other coaches for me to yell at the kids, for me to get on their case, for me to make sure that they stay disciplined. There's no talking, there's no goofing around, all this stuff. Because sometimes I see it and I'm like, am I going to, I don't want to waste time of practice to go and be like, hey guys, you need to, come out on the hop, because when they go get water, they're supposed to come out, they're supposed to be on the hop. Well, sometimes we'll send the kids back if they decide to walk off or walk onto the field, and so we'll send them all back and make them do it again. And I'm like, well, sometimes it's just wasting time, especially when we're trying to do things fast, and the whole point is to make them do it fast, because we don't want to spend extra time wasting, to get them to come onto the, practice field and stuff like that. It's mostly for practice. When they're actually playing the game, they do hustle on and off, but anyways though, guys, I'm sorry, my throat is still, oh my gosh, it's like I'm congested. So anyways though, yeah, so like doing that kind of stuff, I just don't want to waste the time to do it and waste, being like, okay, send them back and make them do it again, because I feel like I'm wasting time. But I was like, if I had the backing of all the other coaches that says, yeah, you can go and do that, because we should be doing that, and I just always feel like I'm going to waste one of the coaches' times telling the kids to do that, or telling them to stop it, or to knock it off, or to quit goofing around, or to do whatever they're doing and to stay paying attention, because that was a lot of it. We had a ton of offsides penalties, illegal motion, all kinds of other crazy stuff going on, because I feel like it was the lack of discipline. Tons. I don't even know how many flags we ended up having thrown against us. We had one face mask penalty that was like inadvertent, and it was actually we did get a pick, and then the kid, before he ended up releasing the ball, one of our kids came in and pushed his face mask up, which is I think it was 5 or 10 yards or whatever. So the pick didn't end up counting, but they didn't end up scoring off that play anyway, so or like on that drive. So it was just like, some were like, again, involuntary and stuff like that. There was one really bad pass interference. The kid literally tripped over grass and ended up getting called against our kid just because he was near him. But for the most part, it was like just like they did get a couple calls too. They got a handful of holding calls. We got maybe 1 or 2 holding calls, but for the most part, we had like tons of offsides penalties. So yeah, it was the evil Coach K, I think, is coming out of practice on tomorrow, because I'm frustrated, because not that it was a team we should have beat. It was a good game, but it was our offense, and it was all the penalties against our offense and all kinds of other stuff. And again, just a lot of like player things going on too, and drama and all kinds of other stuff that needs to be left off the football field, and just all kinds of nonsense and stuff like that. So yeah, they're getting a stern talking to tomorrow for sure. Not from me, from the other coaches, but you know, my thing is just I'm not there to be best friends with any of those kids. I am there to get them to be better football players, and that's what I intend to do. And if it's make them hate me because I'm gonna make them a better football player, then I got my goal. I mean, that's my personal football goal for this year, is to make them a better football player and make them more disciplined, which is something I feel like is hugely lacking on the team. And last year, because like I didn't have my dad totally backing me, it was kind of a free-for-all year last year. It was crazy, unorganized, undisciplined. I feel like a lot of those kids feel like they can still get away with it. I feel like there was, you know, I didn't pick kids out and do things like that only because there was a lot of you know, I didn't, again, want to waste time, and I didn't, you know, feel like it was my place all the time to correct that stuff. My dad was like, nope, go crazy, do whatever you want to do. And so, like, the first year I coached, when they were at, like, I think it was 80s, which it would be like the 9U, I think, or something like that this year, I went off on those kids. That was probably the most disciplined team that I've ever coached. And not as disciplined as Matthew's team when they were like, they won their Super Bowl year and stuff like that. But I intend to get this team to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to do what I got to do, guys. So anyways, though, yeah, I've got a lot of other things I got to get done. Today was all football. Then when we came home, we ended up watching, I hoped the Carolina game would be on. Ended up, we didn't get it in our area. So we ended up watching, I don't even remember, the Seattle Packers game, which I had hoped Seattle would have won, and they didn't. And then also we ended up, after that, we ran out to Target. Matthew had to get something, and then we ended up going to watch we came back home and watched the, Cowboys and Giants game, which I was impartial to, because I don't care about either of those teams. So, yeah, and then just ended the afternoon doing that. But anyways, though, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys oh my goodness, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So, bye, guys.